Happy Canada Day, the day of Canada. Happy Canada.
Happy Canada Day, everybody. How's it going out there?
Ugh. That makes me
You don't
cringe
like that?
internally.
That elicits the proper response.
Do you feel more Canadian on Canada Day?
No,
Why not?
because like my fur didn't change color.
Oh, whatever.
It should be red and white.
Yeah, you didn't make anything. That's on you.
Well, it's just Canada Day.
Called
The government
yourself
doesn't even do anything
out.
for Canada Day.
Don't they?
Why should I? No, come on. They get
Oh.
their day off and then they're just like, another day off. Yay.
They do get to have another day off. It's weird being in the middle of the week. I feel like you'd have to take the Monday off to have like a long weekend with this Canada Day.
Oh, you know they did.
We're getting off topic.
Happy Canada Day. We're always off topic. That's the problem with ADHD and stuff. You just never can keep your
That's how you know we're
thoughts
not
straight.
AI.
Yeah, that's how you know we're not AI.
Tangents. Okay, so I was looking for a fun little Canada Day quiz that we could do.
If it has to do with Canadian history, I'm going to fail.
It might. So this is on the Globe and Mail.
Oh, I'm going to fail.
It's called Could You Pass a Canadian Citizenship Test? Take our unofficial
hold
Canada
up.
Day quiz.
Hold up. We're not like the US. We don't have a Canadian citizenship test, I don't think.
Yes, we do. Actually.
Do we actually? You actually have to
Yeah,
know
I've
things
known-
about Canada Day? Or about Canada?
About Canada Day? About Canada
Canada.
Day? I've known people since I was a kid going for that thing, and they all always
Really?
know more than most people I know. It's always things you don't learn in school or don't remember.
All right, hit me with this test. I might remember. If it has to do with like specific dates or whatever, nobody cares.
Well, there is that too, but it's still on the test, okay? And that's the point. They have to know this, and you
Yeah.
don't know this. So we'll
right,
see if
hit me
you're a
with
bad
it.
Canadian. We'll see if
You
you're
know
a
I
bad
am. Let's go.
Canadian. To which entity do new Canadians swear the oath of citizenship? The king, the flag, the constitution, or the country?
The king threw me off because I was like, wait, isn't it Queen? And I'm like, oh, right. Okay, never mind.
So you think it's the king?
You know what? I'm going to say the king just because we are still part of the Commonwealth.
Hey, it is the king.
If it wasn't the king, it would have been the flag. Even though we don't really like,
Even though we don't like the monarchy,
well, it'd be a patriarchy now.
name two
But-
books.
Name 2 books.
Name
I
two
can't do
rights the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms enshrined in the Constitution in 1982. Mobility rights and environmental rights, multiculturalism and mobility rights, official language rights and defense rights, and minority language education rights and sexual orientation rights. 1982.
Jeez. I'm going to say B. It's multiculturalism and mobility rights.
You're correct.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got that one. Name two responsibilities that come with the rights of Canadians.
Oh, come on. Responsibilities. You have to pay
Hold on.
taxes.
Hold
You
on.
have-
Listen. You gotta
What?
let me read the thing, okay? Obeying
Okay,
the law
okay.
and learning about Indigenous people, volunteering in your
true.
community and defending this country, serving
Uh.
on a jury and voting in the elections, and taking responsibility for yourself and your family and learning both official languages.
Okay. D and B are complete farces. There's no way it's B and D
Yeah, nobody
because like
volunteers
ain't
for their
nobody in
community.
Canada volunteering for their community. Ain't happening. I'm gonna say C.
You are correct.
See?
What is the name of Canada's original constitutional document from 1867? The Great Dominion
Oh.
Act, the British Canada Act, the Canada Dominion Act, or the British North America Act?
What was B again?
The British Canada Act.
No, it's C then.
Oh, you're wrong.
Really? Was it B?
It's D, the British
What?
North America Act.
Oh, come on. That's
North
stupid.
America Act. You got it wrong. You're a bad
That's
Canadian.
stupid.
You're
No,
a
I'm
bad
not.
Canadian.
No,
How
I'm
many
not.
numbered treaties did Canada enter into with First Nations after gaining the title to Rupert's Land? Whoa.
This is a joke. I'm not answering
A
that one.
historical region in northern and western parts of Canada. What do you mean?
3. I don't know.
5, 8, 11, or 13?
Let's say 13 because why not? They don't teach this.
It's 11. You were wrong.
They don't teach it is why I've never once heard of this.
After it purchased the title to Rupert's Land from the Hudson's Bay Company.
Oh, they bought it from the Hudson Bay Company? Are we going
Yeah.
to talk about Hudson Bay Company?
Not today.
One of these days.
Yeah, not on Canada Day.
But yeah, they don't teach that. The
No.
amount of treaties. There's no way.
Which is the only official bilingual province in Canada? Is it Quebec, New Brunswick, Manitoba, or Ontario?
I think it's Quebec.
I think it's Ontario.
Is it? Are we officially bilingual? Well, okay, because Ottawa is in Ontario. So I guess, yeah, it would probably be Ontario over Quebec.
Nope, it's New Brunswick, apparently. We're both wrong.
What?
Yeah, it's New Brunswick. We're both wrong.
What?
Get
Who
got.
lives in New Brunswick?
Hold on. New Brunswick population is estimated to be 859,839.
The weird part about that, and like
Less than a million
shows
people
why
live in New Brunswick.
it shows why Canada is kind of like a weird backwards-ish nation, because both the place where our capital is and where the primary amount of French speakers is not officially bilingual. That is kind of surprising to me.
Well, you're failing. You're failing the test.
No, I'm not. I have over 50%.
You're going to lose your citizenship. Which religion do most Canadians identify with? Christianity, Catholic denomination. Whoa. Christianity of the Catholic denomination, Christianity of the Protestant denomination, Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Sikhism, or no religion?
Well, okay. I can't remember what the options were.
A is Catholicism, B is Protestant,
Yeah.
C is Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, or Sikhism, and D is no religion.
They lump 3 into C, then it's C.
You're wrong. It's Christianity of the Catholic denomination.
Bullshit.
Get got. The number of Muslims, Jews, Hindus, and Sikhs and members of other religions is growing, as well as people who say they have no religious affiliation. But currently, the majority identifies as Christians of the Catholic descent.
Because there's like 300,000 plus people coming from other countries into Ontario alone every single year. That's why I was just like, you know what? It's got to be that one, just because of the sheer numbers.
The United States history of slavery has garnered much historical attention, but slavery existed in Canada too. In what year was it abolished in Canada? 1833, 1837, 1845, or 1849?
I'm going to say 1845.
Why?
Because that number rings a bell.
It's 1833.
Okay.
Upper Canada moved towards it in 1793. The British Parliament
I live in Upper
banned
Canada.
the buying and selling of slaves in 1807 and abolished slavery throughout the empire in 1833.
See, the weird thing is, when you're in history class and stuff like that, not once did I ever really hear about when we abolished slavery. It's like we
That's
tried to
true.
scrub that.
It's Canada Day. Don't think about slavery. It's Canada Day. There
Yeah.
are 10 provinces and 3 territories. Whoa. Let's start that one again. There are 10 provinces and 3 territories in Canada, and the last one to become part of this country joined in a unique way. Which province or territory was it? Northwest Territories, none of it. Prince Edward Island, or Newfoundland and Labrador?
I remember they split one of them, and that was like the territories. So it's Northwest Territories or Nunavut. So I think it's probably Nunavut then, because I know we
Nunavut?
split one of them into Nunavut.
Northwest Territories was split into 2.
Yeah, that's why I think it was.
What's the capital of none of it?
Oh,
The capital of
God.
none of it. Go. I'm not even
Oh
looking
my
it up.
God.
I know what it is. 'Cause I'm Canadian. What's the
you,
capital
you
of none of
no,
it?
because you did travel.
What's the capital
Is
of
it
none of it?
Iqaluit?
It is. You looked it up.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You
I
looked
didn't.
It up.
I didn't
You're a
look it up.
bad-
I didn't look
you're
it up
a
at
bad
all.
Canadian. You looked it up.
I didn't.
All
I just
right.
was trying to remember the weird name for it.
It was created and became Canada's 3rd territory in 1999.
I remember when it split. I was there. I wasn't there, but like I existed at the time.
You did
And I was
exist,
breathing.
yes, but you weren't there. At Confederation, voting was limited to white men who also owned property. Through women's suffrage activism, most women over the age of 21 were able to vote in federal elections in 1918. But which province had already granted voting rights to women by then? Quebec, Manitoba, Ontario, or British Columbia?
British Columbia?
You're wrong.
It was
You're wrong.
Ontario then, right?
We didn't learn much about that either. No, it wasn't
No,
Ontario.
we didn't
either. It
learn
was
about
Manitoba.
women's suffrage. Really?
Manitoba
Really?
became the first province where women could vote in 1916, and Quebec was the last in 1940.
Yeah, we're out here rolling coal and allowing women to vote.
That being said, Indigenous people, including women, were not eligible to vote in federal elections without forfeiting their status under the Indian Act until 1960.
Assimilation.
French Canadian culture flourished after the Second World War. During the Quiet Revolution's rapid changes in the 1960s, many Quebecers sought to separate from Canada. This led to the Official Languages Act, which did what? What did the Official Languages Act do? Did it provide education in either French or English for any child across Canada? Required all Canadians to learn both English and French. I think we can stroke that one off. That doesn't count.
That one ain't true.
Just stroke that one right off. Required health care to be provided in both French and English across Canada. Guaranteed federal government services in both French and English.
I'm going to say it's either A or D, but I'm leaning heavily towards D.
Me too. And it's correct. Guaranteed federal government services in both French and English.
I parle a little bit of baguette, but not enough to say that I speak the language.
You parlay the baguette?
I parlay the baguette, yes.
Nice, okay. I don't really parlay the baguette very well.
Not very well. Mister, I went to a French school. I can't speak French.
I don't speak
Yes,
French.
you did.
What are you talking about? Don't lie.
I'm not lying.
You're a liar.
I am not.
You're a liar.
I'm not.
Oh yeah, you went to private school and your dad dropped you off every day in a Rolls Royce.
What? I fucking wish.
What was Canada Day called until 1982?
It had another
Dominion
name.
Day, Confederation Day, King's Day, or Celebration Day.
It's either A or D, or A or C. I'm going to say it's C.
You think it's King's Day?
Well, no, it's probably not King's Day, actually. We had Queens for the longest time, right?
Haha, what was it?
B.
You're wrong. It's Dominion Day. Canada's legislative process involves several steps in Parliament before a bill passes. What is the last stage a bill must clear before becoming law? Senate approval, third reading, royal assent, or report stage?
I believe it's royal assent, but it's actually how much money you can give. But I do believe it's royal assent.
You're correct. You did it right. It's royal assent. It ascends to the royals for them to look at it.
Yeah, that's right. I took a law class.
No, you didn't.
I did.
What is the official summer sport of Canada? Field hockey, lacrosse, basketball, or soccer?
I'm going to say lacrosse.
I feel like it's field hockey, but we'll go with your lacrosse. And you're correct.
I knew it was lacrosse.
Indigenous peoples played variations of lacrosse long before colonization and have deep ties to the game, which was recognized as Canada's official summer sport in 1994.
I should try the game out. I knew a lot of people that played lacrosse growing up.
You never tried it in gym class? There was no lacrosse in your gym class? We had it.
No, my gym class was running. It was always running. You have to just run. Just keep running.
Only running, right?
Only running. Nothing but running.
Were you good at it?
Yeah, I actually was really good at running.
Running?
I still am, kind of. I just have
Bullshit, you don't run. You've never ran in your life since then.
What? Yes, I have.
Since then you have.
I have, actually. Yeah, I have.
When's the last time you ran?
A couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, well in 2011, then Prime Minister Stephen Harper officially apologized on behalf of Canada for the Indian residential school system, which forcibly separated an estimated 150,000 Indigenous children from their families between late 17th century and the late 1990s. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission's final report in 2015 concluded the practice was cultural genocide and issued how many calls to action for all Canadians? 82, 90, 94, or 100?
I don't know this. I'm just going to do the nice rounded off answer of 100.
You're wrong. It's 94 calls to action. 94.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
What are they? Who knows?
I don't fucking know.
Nobody told me I had a call of action.
Right? There was no call of action. What are they talking about? Treat
people good. Harper apologized for it. That's funny. Harper apologized for it. And the report came out in 2015, but Trudeau gets all the credit in 2016. And then he didn't show up for the first Truth and Reconciliation Day. He went surfing
Trudeau?
somewhere. Yeah.
Because he's kind of a douche.
He declared Truth and Reconciliation Day, and then he didn't show up.
He doesn't feel like he needs to reconcile for it.
Who do they say his father actually is? Castro. People say it's Castro.
Oh.
That's the conspiracy. The conspiracy is that it's Castro. Justin Castro. Oh, Canada was first sung in Quebec City in 1880 and was proclaimed the national anthem a century later in 1980. Why was one lyric changed in 2018?
Because we had God in it.
The translation between French and English versions to acknowledge Indigenous peoples in the colonization of Canada, to be more gender inclusive, or to be easier to sing. God is neither
Um,
of those.
I'm gonna say it's probably
There is
gender
no
inclusion
God
or Aboriginal
in those
stuffs.
answers. There is no
Was there
God
not?
in those answers.
So we didn't change that aspect of it? Oh
God,
no, never mind. It's
keep
on
our
guard for thee.
land. We stand on God for thee. We're standing
Well, I
on
was
God for you. What
well,
does that
okay. So
mean?
when you're a kid, they don't actually show you the lyrics. Really, you just had to learn how to sing it.
We had it written on a thing.
Oh, we didn't, and they would
Yeah.
always play it over the announcements. But
That's
like,
cause y'all that's cause y'all didn't know how to fucking read.
no,
They didn't
I
want you
knew
to
how to
feel
read really
bad.
well.
Half your class probably didn't.
Oh, I agree with you right
Well,
there.
that's why.
They didn't even
That's
know how to
why.
write in cursive.
God forbid the lyrics had been written in cursive.
Yeah. You know how you used to have the announcements at school, right? And it was over that really crappy speaker box.
Yeah.
They'd play like the oldest version of O Canada they could possibly find that was like beat up to all hell. So when you're listening to it, it would kind of sound like On God for Thee. You can
We
barely understand
stand on
anything.
guard.
And then
Guard. It's
randomly,
literally but the
it,
song pitches at the R.
I
Guard.
know.
Otherwise it'd be God.
No, I understand that.
Your child brain did not.
And they would also do this one version that would like really screw with you. Yeah, it's gonna start in English, but around the second or third verse, it swaps to French for the rest of the the rest of the thing for some reason, instead of just being completely in French.
I don't speak French.
Je ne parle pas français.
You never answered the question. To improve the translation between French and English, to acknowledge Indigenous peoples in the colonization of Canada, to be more gender inclusive, or to be easier to sing.
Well, I know we probably didn't care about the Native American population. I'm gonna say probably French and English.
I think it's to be more gender inclusive, but that might have been a fake one.
That probably was
No,
a
it
fake one
is.
because
It
I don't.
is. To be more gender inclusive, it wasn't a fake one. The
Was
lyrics
there
have been amended 3 times, most recently
was there
by
even any gender
Justin
related things
Trudeau.
in it?
He changed the line from "in all thy sons command" to "in all of us command." I still sing in all thy sons command." I didn't know they changed it. Nobody told me. I didn't get the memo that it changed to "in all of us command."
Because it's one of those things
Calls
that
have also
doesn't
emerged
really
to
matter
change
that
the words
much.
from "our home in native land" to "our home on native land" after singer July Black performed it that way.
Our home on Turtle Island.
I thought it was
That's what they
Rupert's
should have changed it
Island.
to. No, it's Turtle Island, I think, is the original, what Native American populations call it.
What kind of dog is that?
A turtle?
2 provinces have unique ways of keeping time different from the rest of the country. Which are they? Is it
Prince Edward
Saskatchewan
Island
and
and
Newfoundland
something
and
else.
Labrador? Is it Alberta and Saskatchewan? Is it British Columbia and New Brunswick? Or is it Prince Edward Island and Quebec?
I'm going to say Prince Edward Island and Quebec because Prince Edward Island's the only one that has the half-hour time zone
Wrong.
difference. Oh, I don't know.
Saskatchewan
What,
and
they have a
Newfoundland
different
and
fucking
Labrador
clock?
is the only province that does not use daylight saving time and does not change the clocks in fall and winter. Newfoundland
Okay,
and
hold
Labrador
up,
is
hold
the
up,
only
hold up.
province in its own time zone. Newfoundland time zone is 30 minutes ahead of Atlantic time.
Can we move to the place that no longer has to deal with daylight savings? Because that's stupid. Nobody cares about daylight savings. It's so dumb.
Yeah, that's Saskatchewan.
I don't know if I want to move to Saskatchewan.
What motto is Canada's official coat of arms? Peace, order, and good government. A Mary Usque Ad Mary. The Virtus Unita
Latin.
Fortior. Or True North Strong and Free.
I'm gonna say True North, Strong and Free.
You're
even
wrong.
though
It's Amari
it's probably one of the other ones.
Ad Mari.
Yeah,
The motto, which
I-
means from sea to sea in Latin.
Yeah, I don't speak
Was
Latin, nor
officially
does
adopted
anybody else.
after the First World War. The Latin people won, and we all speak Latin now.
Yeah.
How many prime ministers has Canada had, including Mark Carney?
Oh, I have no clue.
21, 24, 29, or 36?
Every 4 years since 36.
Wrong. It's
Oh, no.
24. Mr.
Why?
Carney became the 24th prime minister in Canada's history.
Has he even done anything yet? It's been like 4 months. What's going on, actually?
He's back down to Trump a couple of times. Canadians have made significant contributions to science and technology. All we did was the Canada arm, and they are credited with several major inventions and discoveries. Which of these things were not invented by a Canadian? The cell phone, standard time zones, the electric light bulb, or the pacemaker?
Cell phone?
You're correct. Alexander Graham Bell, a Scottish Canadian, did create the first practical telephone in 1876.
Yeah, that's why I was like, that one's kind of a trick question because you're like, yeah, Canadians made phones. It's like, no, we didn't do cell phones though.
We got 8 out of 20.
Out of 20?
Out of 20.
Okay, a lot of those questions were completely stacked. They
But
weren't
they're
real.
questions that you need to know that are on the citizenship test. The Globe and Mail said
Yeah,
so.
whatever. Let's ask Trudeau and Carney these same questions. I bet they're not going to get anything over 12.
Yeah, ask Carney which prime minister number he is. I bet he doesn't know he's the 24th.
I would rather learn real things.
Do you know what I would rather have? I would rather
What?
they have gone with Kiefer Sutherland as the 24th prime minister. I think that would have been
That'd be
really
fun.
good. Yeah.
Oh, or we could have done Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds for prime minister. Get Deadpool up there.
Ryan Reynolds for prime minister. Did you get why I said Kiefer Sutherland?
No, actually. Is he Canadian?
He is Canadian. Kiefer Sutherland as the 24th prime minister.
Nope.
The 24th prime minister.
Was he in 24?
Was Kiefer Sutherland in 24?
Well, you keep asking me. What's 24 mean?
What does 24 mean to you?
It's a number. However many hours are in the day. 24.
However many months are in 2 years. 24.
Is that supposed to be a clue?
Do another 24.
48.
48.
Yeah, you said another 24. So 24 plus 24 is 48. What were you trying to get to at the start?
But isn't 48 the number of the universe?
No, it'd be 42.
Why 42?
Because that's the answer.
Of what?
To life.
Then why'd you say 48?
Why did you say 48?
I didn't. You said 48.
Yeah, because I added 24 to 24.
Mark Carney is the 24th Prime Minister of Canada, and I said Kiefer Sutherland should have been the 24th Prime Minister of Canada.
Just because you want Kiefer Sutherland? There was like no joke or meaning behind it at all? Just you wanted it?
Kiefer Sutherland was Jack Bauer on 24.
That's what I already said.